Good morning, good morning. Welcome to Unity of Jupiter, where we start on time and end on time. I am Sherry Silva. I am your board president, and it's John's anniversary day, so we figured he could relax a little bit, so I am stepping up for the moment. I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving, and if no one has told you today that I love you, let me be the first. I love you. And now turn to your neighbor and greet with a hug, a greeting, and an I love you. It really is one of my favorite parts. And now that we all have that great energy moving, let's say our statement of faith together. There is only one presence and one power in the universe, God the good omnipotent. And our affirmation for today, with God all things are possible. We have such a special day planned for you today. It's birthday Sunday. It's John's anniversary. We have Debbie Tassone and her dad Jeff back for special music. Such an angelic voice you have. And I am so thrilled that Sean Hackett is here to share his energy and his message. Sean served as our board president here for many, many years and has been extremely instrumental in the history of Unity of Jupiter and Unity Church in the Gardens. He and John ran the church together during the pandemic for nearly a year with only our online presence. So we are so glad that you're here today. As for me, being the board president this year has been quite interesting. We had to find a new church home. We had to move the church, and we had to continue to run the church through the transition. All in all, it has really been truly a blessing to be welcomed by United Methodist community. John has been amazing with his work within the church through it all, and as well as getting our unity message out to the community. We continue to see new faces each week at our services. And Thanksgiving Day, we participated in the interfaith service of gratitude at the Magdalene Carney Baha'i Center in Lake Worth. That was great. I do want to thank my fellow board members for all of their work as well, and you as our community. It was all of our collective vision that we held that made all of this possible. And you are the reason that I'm so honored to serve and work behind the scenes. Because God is good. All the time. And I know that John mentioned it last week, but as board president, I would like to make the official announcement that we have offered Reverend John Denny a new 2-year contract as minister at Unity of Jupiter. He signed it. Signed, sealed, and delivered. Now I'd like to bring John up and have us all give him a very warm unity blessing.
Wrong one, I have 2 lists. So first, I'd just like to say thank you so much. I am absolutely overwhelmed with gratitude. This is like more than a dream come true. And as we see right here, with God, all things are possible. Well, that's the only way that I'm really standing here, because without God, I don't think it would be possible at all. And really, this is my impossible dream. When I graduated with my master's degree from Pepperdine University in California in psychology, they asked us, what is your impossible dream? And I'd already been a little bit involved in this kind of, in this world. And I said, I guess my impossible dream would be to be a minister. And then years later, I gave my first speech for Diane, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's happened. And now, looking back on this past year, I have to shake my head in disbelief. But it has proved the principles. So today is my 1-year anniversary, and so I actually stuck with something for a year. My mother's very proud of that. Last week I made 30 years married. And very much looking to the next 30 years. So I've been 40 years involved in this world of metaphysics and meditation. Today also marks 8 years where I became a daily meditator. Today is day 2,922 days in a row without missing a day of meditation. I say that... I don't say that as being proud. I say that because that's why I'm here. It's cause and effect. I changed my mind and my life changed. And that's the only, it's really metaphysics in action. So today is also the new year, the new liturgical year of the Christian New Year. And it's the first day of Advent. I promised I'd be prepared with things. So I don't want to let that go by without saying a little bit about Advent. So today is the first week of Advent. We get to light the first candle. Thank you to the Ocean View United Methodist Church here. And the first candle of Advent represents hope. So let's hope Sean does a good job today. Let's hope for a wonderful 2025 for every person in here and for our community, for this amazing spiritual family that we are all developing here and being part of. And I couldn't even start to list the thank yous, but I do want to thank Sean for coming today. He was a huge part of this church for over the past decade, past 15, 20 years. He's really the reason we are a financially solvent church right now. He took care of as I was setting visions, he was care of the business, dotting the I's and crossing the T's. So thank you for coming, and thank you for helping us be where we are now. So I will give this back to Sherry, and I look forward to the next 2 years. Hopefully we can make something really special.
Okay, and now all rise for our welcome song, My Soul is Welcome Here.
I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, yeah. All right. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. I'm in the right place at the right time. I am just where I'm supposed to be. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. Oh, my soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. I am getting the message loud and clear. My soul is welcome here. 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 Now you may laugh.
What an honor to be here on this particular day to celebrate your 1-year anniversary. Wow. I actually was here last year, the Sunday after Thanksgiving, for John's very first day. So I feel even extra honored to be here today. And I actually, when I was thinking about what I wanted to sing today, this song I sang last year, and it seemed so appropriate for right after Thanksgiving, when we're really, really focusing on what we're grateful for and what we're thankful for. And it's also a little opportunity for you guys to sing along. So, some of you might know this. If you don't, it's pretty easy to learn. I'm going to sing the chorus for you guys once, and then you can join in, and then I'll get started. How's that sound? It goes, na 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 na. You guys ready to try it? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here we go. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. You guys are good. Ooh, you've been so kind and generous. I don't know how you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you. For your selflessness, my admiration. For everything you do, you know I'm bound. We're bound to thank you for it. Na 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 na. Hey, hey, hey. You've been so kind and generous. I don't know how you keep on giving. For your kindness, I'm in debt to you. And I never would have come this far without you. So for everything you do, you know I'm bound to thank you for it. Na 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 na. I wanna thank you for the many gifts you gave with love and tenderness. I wanna thank you. We wanna thank you, show our gratitude, our love, and our respect for you. We wanna thank you. Let's say thank you to John. Ready? I wanna thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, 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 thank you. Oh, na 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 na. Thank you. Thank you.
That was beautiful, Debbie. Thank you. All right, another welcome. I'm so glad that you guys are all here today. Is there anyone here for the first time? Beautiful, beautiful. Put your hand up so we can give you a welcome packet. We not only want you to feel welcome, but we want you to feel wanted. So after today's service, please follow the crowd over to Fellowship Hall. We'll have some amazing food and conversation. It's great. So today is, I'm supposed to do the daily word. I forgot all about that. Now I'm all right. So we'll do the daily word now. How about that? Daily word today is hope and faith. So please read from the monitor with me. Inspired by hope and assured by faith, I begin my Advent journey. As Advent begins, I welcome the opportunity to reflect more deeply on what I hope for and what I affirm for my life. Hope is a seed, a possibility. My divine faculty of imagination allows the seed of hope to sprout. Nurtured by faith, the seed and grows from I hope to I believe. I may have once hoped God would help me. Now I have faith that through the Christ within, I can help myself. I may have once hoped for a life of my dreams, and now I have faith that I can create the life I want through the power of feelings and thoughts. I believe. I mindfully use these words at the start of the Advent journey and beyond. Today's daily word is inspired by Colossians 1, verse 27. To them, God chose to make known how great among the Gentiles are the riches of the glory of the mystery, which is Christ in you, the hope of glory. Now we can move into our announcements. This week, Thursday night, is our annual remembrance service led by Pam Shostin. This is service that provides an opportunity to come together with family and friends to honor those who are no longer with us. Bring a photo of your loved one and join us in honoring those we've loved. Also this week, Carolyn Cohen is doing her monthly healing circle, held this Friday, or the first Friday of each month at 7 p.m., and that will be downstairs in the all-purpose room, and everyone is welcome. Powerful healing circle that she has. We have had several errors with our database listing this month. We would like to update our database and have it as current as possible. We have updated cards in the foyer to fill out. We need your name, your current address, your email, your phone, and your birth date, so we don't miss Birthday Sunday for you. And if you would like the newsletter or texting reminders, circle yes or no if you would like to receive them or not. Next Sunday, we're going to have a bake sale and a raffle. That's going to be done over in Fellowship Hall. If you'd like to bake something to be part of that, please see Sam Laws. She has done a wonderful job putting that together. And join us today for Connection and Fellowship right after the service. And if you're new, just follow the people across the hall. Okay, so now, to lead us into meditation. Yeah, I know, I forgot that. I'm so sorry. Okay, it is Birthday Sunday. It is always my favorite Sunday because we have cake. So anyone that has a birthday in December, please stand up so we can sing happy birthday to you. Okay, and now to lead us into meditation, let us sing Surely the Presence.
I couldn't hear it. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place. I can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush of angels' wings. I see glory on each face. Surely the presence of the Lord is in this place.
Let's all take a deep breath inside. Leave everything outside. We are going within in the silence. Thinking of the Collada ring of life, a wedding band that represents the heart, love, friendship, and loyalty. Take another deep, deep breath inside. Remember all the people in your life that told them they loved you, they care for you, they'd be there for you. See them. Remember them. Remember how your body felt, the vibrations through your fingers and toes, how it lit you up that day when they told you they loved you. It's a powerful, powerful vibrational energy that we take for granted at times, but it binds us all. From love, there's also a deep connection, a friendship, a longing for each other, a connection. Think of all the friends in your life that have been so important to you, made you feel good, helped you when you really needed them. Think about a phone call you get from someone you haven't talked to in years, and it's like you stopped yesterday speaking with them. You're that connected at that level. That is God flowing through each and every one of us, hand in hand and heart to heart. Loyalty. The commitment in something you believe in greater than of yourself. A longing, letting your divine potential come through in an unwavering belief and commitment to others through thick and thin. We know there are many fair weather friends that come and go. But there's only a select few that really connect with you at a higher level. Unity Church in the Gardens, which is now Unity Church of Jupiter, the 5 basic unity principles, has us being that prism with which we see, feel, and can connect in that way. Take another deep breath. Think of the connection in this room right now. I feel it. It's amazing. It's electrical. It's us always being open to going deep inside and having the courage and the conviction to let that flow to others unconditionally, without hesitation. I love this ministry. We all love this ministry. Think of what John talked about last week. With gratitude goes this ministry. How grateful we are to have people in our lives that make us feel, touch, connect, commit to something greater than ourselves, so that the highest and greatest good can come out of it all. It's absolutely magnificent to be able to take that deep breath, go inside when you need to, and connect with those feelings of those important people in your lives, those important times in your lives that have made so much to why you're here at this moment, at this time, at this ministry, shining as bright as ever. Of course, our source is always God. God, the good, omnipotent. We say, thank you, God, for your energy, for your wisdom, and for allowing us to express our highest and greatest good. Amen.
So we shall sing. So what a beautiful meditation. And the song that we chose to follow you with is called You've Got a Friend. And as you know, this is my dad, but he's also one of my best buds. And how grateful family can be when they're also your best friends. When you're down and troubled and you need some loving care, and nothing is going right. Close your eyes and think of me. Soon I will be there to brighten up even just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a friend.
You got a friend.
In the sky above you turns dark and full of clouds, and that old north wind begins to blow. Keep your head together and call my name out loud, and soon you'll hear me knocking at your door. You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yeah, yeah. Now ain't it good to know that you got a friend? People can be so cold, they'll hurt you and desert you, take your soul if you let them.
Don't you let them.
You just call out my name, and you know wherever I am, I'll come running to see you again. Winter, spring, summer, or fall, all you gotta do is call, and I'll be there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You got a friend.
You got a friend.
You got a friend.
You got a friend.
Oh, you got a friend.
You got a friend.
You've got a friend.
Okay. Wow. All I can say is, wow, thank you so much. That was incredible. You're really gifted in making the services more than it ever could be, so thank you for that. Good morning, Jupiter! It's great to be back. I'm really grateful for John to ask me to come back. He asked a really interesting question in one of our text exchanges. He asked the question, why? Why did I spend so much of my time, treasure, and talent here? It's a great question, and I'll try to do it without getting too emotional, but I'll do my best. I want to kind of lay out this ring that I've worn since 1993, 3 years before I married my wife. Melanie, of 28 years. He's got me by 2. And it represents, it's a wedding band, Irish wedding band, that represents the crown of being loyal, the heart meaning love, and the hands for friendship. And when I think about the unity, 5 basic unity principles, and I think about all the things I experienced here at the church through my tenure, those 3 factors were very, very significant to me. And I want to explain to you my journey, because it may be similar to yours, or to those that are here for the first time, maybe just the beginning of your journey. When I first stepped into this church in 2004, I was given hugs, I was given love, everyone made me feel welcome, fellowship, community. It was unbelievable that I walked into this church for the very first time and I felt filled up like I'd never been filled up before. It's kind of like the Hulk, you know, when he gets all the big strength like that. Well, I was getting all hooked up on all this spiritual energy, and I had never stepped in a church really in my entire life at that point. So I know I don't suffer from attention deficit disorder. I suffer from God abundance disorder, and I'm glad to have the designation. Diane Robinson, our revered reverend spiritual leader at that time, was spraying this party string all over the ministry that day. I was like, wow, something else. So I immediately, they always say you never get a second chance to make a first impression, but that day, for me, absolutely positively changed my life. And I said to myself, my gosh, I have got to get involved in this ministry in more ways. Started doing the Sound Forever, started doing announcements, all these things, and then they extorted me to be on the board of directors, saying how wonderful it was going to be. And they were right. They were right. And that was 2009. I was replacing a board member that was leaving early. And then in 2010, for whatever reason, I was voted in as board president, that I held on to for 11 years. The other really impactful thing about this ministry was when my mother, who actually her death was on November 26, 2008, so this week is pretty bittersweet for me because of the memory of her passing, obviously the joy of her life. We did an amazing service. Diane did an amazing service for her in the old church location. But when she was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer, I brought her. She hadn't been in a church since she was a kid in Quebec when they were practicing spirituality a little differently up there. And she didn't take kindly to it, and so she had a very negative view of religion, of God, of all these things, and unfortunately I was not exposed to it. But I convinced her that this is something she should do. And I had her come for as long as she was able to healthily, she was healthy enough to come. And I know that 4 days before her passing, it's probably the last day that she actually could speak knowing who she was. And she thanked me. For bringing her here. It impacted her life greatly. My mom was a strong-willed, aggressive French Canadian. For those who know French Canadians, you know what I'm talking about. You knew where she stood, rightly or wrongly. For her to have that change of heart about God and religion is amazing. Just amazing. And it allowed her to go through the transition that she was about to undertake in a way that it would have been impossible had she not been exposed to the unity principles, to God, to the way we view it here. So when I thought about those two incredible events, I made up my mind that I was going to commit to the ministry and do everything that I possibly could so that Unity Church, at that time in the Gardens, now Unity of Jupiter, would be that beacon of light to provide others the experience that my mother and I had, because it's very, very special. It's very unique. It's very life-changing. And I just decided that I was going to do it. So, obviously, being board president, as Sherry knows a little bit about, and John actually was president just for a little while, the Pilates episode, won't go there right now, but it was painful. You see everything, right? It's not all rose-colored glasses and everything's fine. You see a lot of the, right? I want to go to a couple of points. Obviously, you don't have 5 hours to discuss all this. There was a time in 2016 we had lost, I think, 7 or 8 of our top members in terms of those that devoted their time, talent, and treasure to the church through either sudden, unfortunate passings or moving away from the area. And we had this significant air pocket for the church. And we all would like to think that all board members act in unity way all the time, but I can assure you we don't always do that. January 2016, I remember the meeting like it was yesterday. We had an extremely contentious, non-unity-based meeting. And we're getting heated, saying things we probably ought not to have been saying. And Diane Robinson told everyone, take a deep breath, sit quiet for 2 minutes. And she said, everybody needs to remember why we're here. And we did a prayer that said, God is our source. Everything that this ministry needs will be provided to us. And we said it over and over and over, that meeting. And we had a great meeting thereafter for the rest of it. And what's most amazing about Diane is that she had this incredible ability to sense when we needed to come back to center. Hence why she was the minister of our church for so long. And 3 weeks later, I get a text from Diane that says, we need a special board meeting. Something big has come up. All right. So we get everyone together, and she goes, the Unity Church on Summit Boulevard, Unity in the Pines, was closing up. And that the minister there, and Diane, who had a good relationship, was wanting to donate the church property to us for free. We all looked at Diane, and we were going, did you know this when you told us that stuff 3 weeks ago? And she says, no. The power of prayer and meditation, the power of believing in God's source, I saw time and time again happen. And that was one of those things, like, how could, only God made that happen. What's even better, and I'm real proud of the board of directors at that time, is we could easily have taken that property and said, look at God, appreciate it, let's flip it, and bring the money in. Instead, I remember walking in Unity of the Pines, and you had all these pictures on the walls of prior ministers, prior presidents, prior members. It really impacted me. I'm like, my gosh. And when I was in that building, I felt the energy. Like, even though the church didn't have any members anymore, they were all still there. And that's a big, big thing, that a church isn't only the people that are here today. It's everyone that was here prior, whose energy still fills the room with all of their love, gratitude, friendship, and loyalty. And I said, we got to keep this place being, spreading the good word. And instead of flipping it, We were able to rent it to a wonderful new ministry that took it over, and we ultimately wound up selling it to them. And to this day, they are still passing on the good word at that location and keeping the lineage, the history, the anthology of Unity of the Pines alive and well. Because even though the Origin Ministries who took it over may not know, Unity of Pines is working on their behalf from what preceded it. Another really, really interesting thing that I wanted to mention about serendipity regarding my mother's passing is that they always say that, those that transition, they will talk to you if you're paying attention, if you're listening, if you're open, if your heart's open. And so there was a song by Merle Haggard, I Wear My Own Kind of Hat. No one plays it. It wasn't the most popular song. No one has ever played it before. No one's ever played it since. But while I was in a Fort Lauderdale restaurant, me and my brother, and they play this song. I'm like, my mother was speaking to me and my brother at the time saying, everything is okay. You can't make that stuff up. There's too many of those things I've seen in my life now that I'm more aware and open and in the present moment to hear and see and feel those kinds of things. Then Reverend Diane decided that she was going to leave the ministry and head back to Indiana, her home, which was obviously another life-changing event for the ministry. We had to find a new minister. We had to put together a committee, lots of things. Charlie Quinlan, who I don't believe is here today, who I love dearly, headed that committee. And the process of trying to find a minister while, you have to remember the timing of this, Diane left just as the world was being shut down. So we were in a position of having to try to find a minister when the world was shut down, and Diane was no longer here, and it was a wild, wild time. And no one could come to church. And so everything was being done through the virtual church or virtual reality at that time. And I really want to talk about that year that Sherry mentioned. Part of it was extremely painful. Part of it was extremely life-changing. But getting back to the clotted ring of life, I didn't ask John to step up and be that person that ran the church with me for that entire year. He did it because he committed himself to the ministry. He loved ministry. And I love him for it. There's nobody better to carry out the affairs of this church, the spirituality direction of this church, than Reverend Pastor, Master Pastor John Denny. He is amazing. We are so incredibly privileged to have him lead this ministry. And while the road was not smooth, and ultimately it turned out that the minister we chose in good faith didn't quite work out for whatever reason, but at the end of the day, John Denny is the minister of this church. And we were just talking before this service began, and we went over, if this didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. If this didn't happen, I wouldn't be here. If this didn't everything happened in perfect order as God would have it. God will provide everything this ministry needs to be successful, even despite the moment where it seems like everything is not what it should be. I love John Denny. I don't speak to him all the time, but I love John Denny. He's a deep spiritual friend. I'd do anything for him. And I know he's loyal to this ministry. He's loyal to God. Shoot, the guy does harmony exercise every single day for like forever. If I don't mention your name, I don't want you to think like I don't. I just want to acknowledge a few other people during this time. Rhonda Raffelli, who is here. who was instrumental in keeping the church going. She was there every single Sunday with John and I, putting the presentation, the slides together. For those that know me, or just know me at all, at times it can be a little aggressive, and I believe strongly, and I work hard, and I push hard, and sometimes I could get a little carried away. But she was able to tame that, and she was absolutely awesome. Always greeted everyone with a smile. Always greeted me with a smile. Once again, you don't get a second chance to make a first impression. She was invaluable. John says the church wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. Bah humbug. This ministry wouldn't be here for a lot of people coming together heart to heart and hand to hand, because they had a commitment, loyalty to this ministry, to God, to the 5 basic unity principles, and were willing to do what it took when the chips were down. When the darkness was pitch black, we still showed up because we believed in a higher purpose for ourselves, for this ministry, and for what it could mean for others. I'm not done yet. Carol Lime, who I know is here. She, although was not a board member, was invited to come to every board meeting and came to every board meeting. She didn't have to. It wasn't her obligation to be at every board meeting. But she tirelessly did the books in great detail for us so that we knew where the heck we were at financially. I remember during the time that we were shut down and we were looking at, bills and income and wondering what's all going to do. And then the government said, well, there's this PPP program. If we submit it by tomorrow morning, maybe we get something. And so we were on the phone texting each other 1 a.m. in the morning trying to get this application out so that we could maybe bring some money in and keep the church going. That's Carol Lime. Whatever it takes. I love Carol Lime. I love her to death. Love her to pieces. She's an amazing, amazing member of this church. We would not be here without her. We would not be here without John. We would not be here without Rhonda. Someone I've rarely actually, believe it or not, spoken to a whole lot, but she's critical to this ministry, is Pam Shostin. I view her as silent unity. She's always there in prayer and meditation. She's the heartbeat of the church. Thick and thin, through darkness and light, through arguments and euphoria, she holds the presence of the church at all times. Gosh, that's invaluable to have. Somebody's got to be the person that just keeps it here. I'm running off this way. John's running off that way. She keeps it right. I really, really, she is absolutely, without Pam Shostin, this church would not be here right now. Absolutely not. I love her. She's a spiritual friend. Her commitment is beyond measure. And everyone should thank her for the longevity that she has been at this ministry, doing the hard work, I would call it. So, sorry. I'm going to recite something to you that used to be I think we said it at Donald Ross Road. And I'm going to say it again because it always resonated with me. Unity Church in the Gardens is a spiritual community seeking to realize their divine potential through unique, personal relationship with God. I always loved that. And what does it mean? It means Unity Church of Jupiter is a collective group of committed members who are friends, who love each other, who love God, and are loyal and committed to a higher purpose than of themselves for the greatest good of this ministry and for everyone that they come in contact with. Practical spirituality, I think John mentioned, I think in one of his past couple of speeches that I think I listened to, practical spirituality is really the key and why this resonates with me. Diane Robinson used to say this all the time, knowing this information is not enough. You must practice it. And everyone I just mentioned, and even the ones I haven't mentioned that have done it, they are practicing spirituality. And in practicing it, your light shines bright. Others see it. You attract them to you. We attract them to this ministry. And that is how this beautiful circle of life works in terms of how the 5 basic unity principles manifest. So I will leave you with this. It's been a blast to be here. I really, really am grateful and honored that you had me come and speak today. Even though I'm not a minister, I'm not trained in the Bible and the Word, I do feel that my experience at this ministry, from no church to being involved as I have in my pathway forward and where the church is now residing, I hope you all could find some inspiration in that, some hope in that, and maybe you could find a place where you can step up and be that person. Because really, at the end of the day, we love what this ministry stands for, and I want more people to walk in to this church for the first time like I did and have a life-changing experience. I want others who are suffering from very significant diseases to come in here and feel a life-changing experience. Because that's what it's all about. And all of you create that prism with which others see it. And I'm so excited that we're here in this beautiful location. And the last thing I want to say, and I'm over my time and I apologize, little things mean a lot. And I'm going to give you a great example. Sherry Sova. Everyone thinks Sean doesn't need it. He's got it all covered. He's cool. He's great. No, I don't. I need a lot of help. I need people to love me. I need people to hug me, to be friends with me. Everybody does. Sherry had an unbelievable ability every time that I was feeling really bad, really dark, not sure what was going on, and she would either come up to me at church or send me through Facebook texting, "How are you? I love you. You're doing a great job." I can't begin to tell you how important that was for me. I didn't need a lot. But during some difficult times, having someone I respect and love so much do that for me was super special. And that's all it actually takes. Smile with somebody, hug somebody, say something kind to somebody. That reverberates like no one's business. Never forget the little things mean a lot. And I will leave you with thank you, God bless, and may God bless this ministry.
Thank you. All right. And I remember the first time that I came in as well. I already knew the unity principles, but I was welcomed. And then I remember the first town hall meeting that I went to, and Sean stood up there and said, "We're having financial difficulties, but everything's going to be okay." And that made me feel so good knowing that I had the backing. So I hope that I am doing just as well for you guys, because we are here, John and I, the back that you guys don't see, we are working for you. So now, as we move into our celebration of abundance, it is our opportunity to give back our financial abundance. There are many ways to give. You can drop your gift off in the offering bags that will be coming around. You can also text your donation to 561-581-1119, or you can give by debit or credit card after today's service in the office located downstairs. You can see wonderful Carol Lime for that. Most of these options can be set up for automatic recurring giving. So to keep our time of giving sacred, I would like you to now take your gift in your hands and bless it. You are planting the seeds to your own prosperity and giving back to God from the abundance that has already been provided to you. Breathe life into your gift and thank God that you have this gift to give. And now affirm with me the offertory blessing. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Hi. I guess you already know I'm Debbie's dad. That's my new name. But that's okay. When Debbie was growing up and we were singing together, she was known as Jeff's daughter. So it came full circle. And now she's the headliner, and deservedly so. Anyway, when she suggested that I might sing a song by myself, I was trying to think of one that would best reflect the wonderful feelings, emotions, messages that I've been privileged to witness here as a guest of your service. And as I thought about it, I remembered a song that I had learned when I was a teenager. And as I researched it further, I realized it came from a very unlikable source. And that source was Elvis Presley. You ain't nothing but a hound dog, crying all the time. Now, that's not the song. Actually, with all his musical endeavors, he did record a gospel album, and this song was on it. And although I've heard it done by various different artists, the one that resonated with me most was his, and I hope it resonates with you as well. It's called I Believe. I believe for every drop of rain that falls, a flower grows. I believe that somewhere in the darkest night a candle glows. I believe that everyone who goes astray, someone will come to show the way. I believe, I believe, I believe above the storm, the smallest prayer will still be heard. I believe that someone in the great somewhere hears every word, a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. Every time I hear a newborn baby cry, or touch a leaf, or see the sky, then I know why I believe. I
Well, thank you, Debbie's dad. That was awesome. Debbie, you guys split the money with him now, and Wow, what an amazing service. I am overfilled with joy. If we're ever going to run late, this was the one to run late on. You know how I try to keep it on time, but today was a day where I could bask in a little bit of extra. So thank you, everybody, for your time, as that is the most important thing we can give to anybody. And thank you for your gifts, and thank you for being part of this amazing congregation. So let's bring the gifts forward, the prayer requests, and any prayer chaplains. Our prayer chaplains have been specially trained to pray with you. Guaranteed answered prayers. Guaranteed. So, again, we see each and every person in this room as abundant supply, and we give thanks. We give thanks for this expression of abundance. We know these gifts are multiplied, covering every need of this ministry, every need that we have going forward, and we say, thank you, God. And we take all the gifts in the prayer box today, and we put them in God's hands. God is omniscient, already knowing the answers to every prayer. But for our own sake, we put them in there and let them be known. So we say, thank you, God, for harmony, health, and abundant supply for this ministry and each and every person here. And now, if you'll all rise, join hands, we'll sing the peace song, followed by the prayer for protection. Thank you, thank you, thank you.